Okay. Good evening. I'm hoping that tonight the Emmbrook Sports Centre turns out to be one of the thin places of the world. Thin places are where this material world that we're in now and the spirit world that's to come as close as maybe the thickness of a piece of paper instead of being an unbridgeable gulf. And if it is one of those thin places like big cathedrals, stone circles like Stonehenge and Avebury, then I'm hoping that lots of people who have already passed over are going to be watching what's happening tonight here. And I would like to also say at this point a thank you to Ross and Anne for their generosity and hospitality over the years, who've taken strangers like myself into their house and allowed us to listen to great musicians playing great music, and then when we leave we're friends and not strangers anymore. The song I'm going to sing I wrote on Christmas Day when I got nothing else to do, and it has a sort of motif running through it of card games, which was a nod to Ross's love of the Grateful Dead and the lyricist Robert Hunter's use of card imagery all through the song. And it is the first time that I've played on stage in 25 years. And in fact, there's only one person here who's ever seen me play before, and that was over 30 years ago. So back in the day, I used to have someone holding the lyrics up in front of me. We're hoping that my memory is better as I get older. In this broke down house, in this rippling tide, refreshed by books of rain, part of an unbroken chain. Goodbye doesn't mean goodbye. Au revoir doesn't mean adieu. See you soon means what it's always done. We'll see you again up there where the blue is always blue. We are. And now we put here, we'll see you for a while. We'll miss your parties, check in what you do next. We'll talk today, reminisce your sense of style. Easy task, raise a glass, cause spirits to spirits connect. Oh yeah, spirits to spirits connect. When your engine slowed down, you stole on a hill. You had a lie down, cause the body don't run on will. Who knows when they're gonna cash in the chips? Move up to heaven's poker game. Leave the earthly realms behind and all your pals who pass away there for you to think like smoke and join the game. New Deal, Jack Roses, watch how they all unstack the deck. Cause I remember a long gone friend who used to keep their best cards up their sleeves. But there's also the power, the cool music, all the songs that you couldn't collect. And there'll be and he's 66 again, that's what I believe. With most of the charlatans elegant tall, Alabama bound as the red man waters call, and the dice begin to fall on the Wabash cannonball. And they'll tell you how the engine slowed down on some California hill. Had to lie down, 'cause the bodies don't run on will. No one knows when they're gonna cash in their chips, move up to heaven's poker game. Watch how the angels fan the pack, and all your pals and pals still waiting there for you to drink like smoke and join the game. Strange days, drunk bars, as wild as the Red Dog Saloon. Dan Hicks, Jerry, Bruce and John, all jamming with the Fox. And then we drink beers and the nectar. It's good to see so many friends in the room. And we wait Heaven's Gate. See you again with any luck. No, what we do is we pull all up together. So much luck even fate cannot withstand it. And we will see you again with all of our luck. When our engine slowed down and we stole on the hill, take a little lie down, 'cause our bodies don't run on will. Who knows when they're gonna cash in the chips, move up to heaven's poker game. See how the angels come to deck, and all our pals and pals to be waiting there for us to pick like smoke and join the game. If you got any doubt what kind of smoke I'm talking about, just go check out Ross's record website and have a look at that hooker pipe. But don't ask me where you can get the same. I hear we have to wait until we're up on the astral plane. Out of breath. Our bones are starting to creak. When we slow down, it feels like it's almost time. Since I hit 70, I felt I'm walking that edge every single day of the year. And in the dark, our spirits prepare to make that unknown leap. I'm ready. Are you ready? They say we must live each day as if our last. And I keep thinking of all the people that I long to see again. Mother and father, grandparents and uncles, wondering how long that waiting will be till we meet again. People like Ross and old friends like Rusty Goodway and Steve Lyons and Andy Ricketts, who's the greatest guitarist ever to come out of my hometown now, and Anna Rosa and Marie Kelly. I think of you all the time. See you soon up there. It's in the stars and they always shine. And all of us in our turn will go up there, like David Niven on that long eternal stairway in A Matter of Life and Death. See you soon up there. It's in the stars and they always shine. It's in the stars and they always shine. It's in the stars and they always shine, 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 shine. It's in the stars, they always shine. Woo. Yeah! Before I get off the stage, I was thinking about Ross's love of the music, the dances of the West Coast of America in the 1960s, at places like the Longshoremen's Hall and the Trips Festival, the Family Dog, the Avalon, the Carousel, all these places, and how they always had, or often had, poetry between the bands. And so I brought just a little snippet of a poem, not by myself, to slip in before the next come up on stage. That poem is by an American of an earlier generation, Thomas Stearns Eliot, but it ties in with Ross and with the Grateful Dead. It finishes on the mysticism of the rose, and you think of the Grateful Dead with their posters covered with roses and songs like It Must Have Been the Roses and Mexicali Rose and Jack of Roses and Tiger Rose, all these songs. It goes back through the mysticism of the Middle Ages, quoting the Abbess of Norwich, Julian of Norwich. It goes back to Plato with his theory of forms, another way of describing how we go on to another world. And he said, we're not in the real world, we're in a mirror pale copy of the real world. We're just here practicing for when we get to the real world. And when we get to the real world, everything will be more real, like it says on the can, and colours will be brighter and deeper and more vibrant, and then the air will taste like life in our lungs, and the food we eat will be like music in our mouths, and the music we hear will intoxicate us so much that we feel like we're flying, and we may find that we are actually flying. This is the last stanza from Little Gidding by T.S. Eliot, the last and greatest of his 4 quartets, which in themselves are probably one of the great achievements of the 20th century. And it goes like this. With the drawing of this love and the voice of this calling, we shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and to know the place for the first time. Through the unknown remembered gate, where the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning, at the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall, the children in the apple trees, not known because not looked for, but heard, half heard, in the stillness between 2 waves of the sea. Quick now, here now, always! A condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, when the tongues of flame are enfolded into the crown not of fire, and the fire and the rose are one. Thank you.
Yes!